In 73 BC, a fighter named Spartacus led a slave uprising against the Roman Republic. The initial minor revolt in Capua rapidly escalated into a full-scale conflict as Spartacus and his allies defeated numerous Roman armies, which jeopardized the Republic's foundations. The war between Spartacus and Rome would go down in history as one of the most impactful and dramatic conflicts of the ancient world. Act 1. The Ascension of Spartacus. The story opens in a fighting arena in Capua, where Spartacus is battling a fellow enslaved fighter to survive. Against all odds, Spartacus prevails, earning the admiration of the audience. Rather than killing his opponent, Spartacus spares him, which endears him to the other fighters. In a series of flashbacks, the audience learns that Spartacus was once a free warrior from Thrace, enslaved and forced to compete in gladiatorial games. His Roman masters subjected him to years of cruelty and humiliation, but he never lost his spirit or his desire to fight. One day, a group of fighters, led by the charismatic Oenomaus, approaches Spartacus with an escape plan. Initially, Spartacus is hesitant due to the dangers, but after learning that his wife Sura is being held captive nearby, he joins the rebellion. As they flee, they overpower their guards and recruit other slaves and poor peasants, swelling their ranks into a formidable army. Act 2. The conflict begins. The Roman Senate, disturbed by the uprising, dispatches an army to suppress it. However, the poorly equipped and untrained Roman soldiers cannot match Spartacus and his seasoned fighters. Spartacus scores a series of remarkable triumphs, defeating several Roman legions and capturing their supplies and weapons, which expands his army. Desperate to put an end to the rebellion, the Romans send a more experienced commander, Marcus Licinius Crassus, to lead their forces. Crassus is ruthless and ambitious, determined to restore order to the Republic by any means necessary. As the two armies clash in the hills of southern Italy, the conflict reaches its climax. Spartacus and his followers fight with a ferocity that stuns even their foes, but they ultimately fall to the Roman army's discipline and superior tactics. In a final desperate fight, Spartacus and his closest allies fight to the death, surrounded by a sea of Roman soldiers. In the end, only a few rebels, including Spartacus, remain. Act 3. The impact of Spartacus. Spartacus and his surviving comrades are crucified along the Appian Way as a warning to anyone who would dare challenge Rome's power. However, the legacy of the slave uprising lives on. The conflict between Spartacus and Rome exposed the profound chasms in Roman society, the great divide between the wealthy elite and the impoverished masses. It inspired countless others to take up arms against their oppressors, from the gladiators and slaves of ancient Rome to the abolitionists and freedom fighters of modern times. Spartacus became a symbol of resistance and hope, a man who dared to confront the might of an empire and fought for his dignity and freedom. Conclusion. Ultimately, the conflict between Spartacus and Rome was not just a battle between two armies, but a struggle for humanity's very soul. It tested human endurance and courage to the limit and would be remembered for centuries. Spartacus, the fighter who started it all, became a legend, a hero whose name would live on long after his death. His story inspired generations of people to fight for their freedom and rights, regardless of the cost. The Republic of Rome would never be the same again. The slave revolt exposed the weaknesses and vulnerabilities of the once mighty empire that left a lasting impact on the world. In conclusion, the story of Spartacus and his rebellion against the Roman Republic is a testament to the power of human spirit and the willingness to fight for one's freedom and dignity. Through his courage and leadership, Spartacus inspired generations of people to stand up against oppression and fight for their rights, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire people to this day. The war between Spartacus and Rome may have ended in defeat for the rebels, but it had a lasting impact on the world, exposing the weakness of an empire and inspiring social and political changes that shaped the course of history. The Roman Republic, leading to the rise of Julius Caesar and the eventual transition from republic to empire. However, even as Rome evolved and transformed, the legacy of Spartacus continued to resonate through the ages. His rebellion had sparked a flame of hope and defiance that had never been fully extinguished, inspiring countless others to stand up against oppression and injustice. Today, the story of Spartacus remains a powerful symbol of human resilience and determination in the face of overwhelming odds. It reminds us that no matter how dire our circumstances may seem, we always have the power to fight for our rights and our freedom. In the end, The war between Spartacus and Rome was not just a historical event, but a timeless testament to the enduring spirit of humanity. And though the world may change and evolve, the legacy of Spartacus and his rebellion will always serve as a beacon of hope and inspiration for generations to come.